Hello and welcome to the Quabber channel. I'm Jason, your host. Why am I so freaked out about this diabetic diagnosis? Well, really, there's different parts to it. The first is Paola had diabetes, type 2, and while looking after Paola, I saw a lot of what could go wrong with it. That diabetes affected certain other things and wasn't the main cause of the damage to her kidneys and that, but it didn't help. And that's always bothered me. We did as best as we could, and we even got the diabetes to go into remission, but there was damage done. And I know what that damage looks like. So, even though all the things I've dealt with in my life, and all the things I deal with at the moment, my issues, my autism and everything else, this is just another little thing on top, which has altered a lot of my coping strategies. One of my coping strategies was that if I was having a bad night or a bad day and I was exhausted and shit was happening and I couldn't, and I just needed to veg out, I'd just order a pizza. Order a Chinese. Didn't do it often because I didn't have the money, but it was one of those just sit down thingy, or get out a bag of stuff like crisps and that and just sit with it and just, the kind of thing. That's all gone now. It's all up in the air. So many of my coping strategies were to do with food. I have certain foods that my brain likes. I am happy to eat the same thing 6 months at a time. I'm not joking. I will eat the same lunch. I will eat the same breakfast. I will eat the same dinner. I will just eat them happily. As long as it's something my brain's okay with. But a massive amount of that is now no longer available. And I was already on a reduced food thing because of the problems with my stomach and my gastric system. And now I have the extra stress on top that I've got to I've got to increase the amount of different things I have, like spinach and all that kind of thing, to try and keep my potassium levels up. And I've always got to remember that I'm supposed to eat about 3,000 calories a day to keep my weight at the same weight because of the removal of parts of my gastric system mean I don't absorb stuff. And on the other hand, when I went for the appointment, it was pretty blindsiding, and the nurse that talked to me about all the things, my blood test was fucked up. It showed 3 of the items on the blood test were flagged with cross-contamination, so we couldn't take their readings as okay. And another reading that did still show cross-contamination showed that, well, a couple of readings actually, what showed abnormal readings. And so they may be completely nothing because there were cross-contamination. But this is the problem. I've got to go to the doctors tomorrow. I don't like going to the doctors. It's a horrible experience for me. Even though I go on my mobility scooter and I keep myself thinking, and I have my mask on and I have my hoodie up and my hat on and all my clothing that I feel like is armour for me. It's truly exhausting. And in the last week in the last actually 2.5 weeks, I've gone to the doctor twice, and I'm going to have to go again tomorrow, and then I'm going to have to go again later because they'll want to talk to me about the results. It's change. It's bad. So this is why it's got me all half here and half there, and my brain is trying to figure out and function, and then the toilet breaks. And my eGPU died. And other things happened, like one of my hard drives has failed. And these are all small, tiny things that are okay. They're not big things. But they've all happened in the same month. A month where the temperature's been so high that I haven't hardly got any sleep. And for someone who's dealing with autism and all that kind of thing, you need to get at least some sleep to be able to deal with the crap. So as you can see, it's all... It's not a bad situation, as funny as it sounds. It's not. But it's a fatigue creating and a exhaustion creating and a, oh shit, my stuff might not work. And like, I almost panicked a couple of days ago and was going to sell my Mac Air book, even though it's useful for me, and I promised myself I'd never get rid of anything that was actually being used as part of my coping strategy. And I had to stop myself and remove the listing. So expect me to be a bit odd for the next few days. It's like tonight. What did I do? When the stream stopped, I meant to go to do some Beat Saber. I did do Beat Saber just now, but that was just quarter of an hour before midnight. Because the rest of the time since I stopped my stream, I just sat here and my brain didn't want to do anything. And I just sat here in front of my computer, basically on Twitter, and just that's all I did. And Twitter is something I do when I want to occupy my brain in a certain way. And it was like, fuck. Finally, I did get up and did do some Beat Saber. But yeah, I'm not in the best of things. It's not a bad situation, but it's just with everything else that's coming at the same time. The lack of energy, lack of sleep due to the weather, the heat. Don't like heat. Heat doesn't agree with me. It's one of the things that my brain doesn't cope with well. And everything else that's been going on. It's just all... not the best month. July hasn't been the best month. Bye bye for now. I'm going to try and get some sleep.